Next on Worcester News Tonight, a big announcement from the Worcester Police Department will tell you the major change coming. And a fire rips through a multifamily home in the city, leaving more than 10 people displaced. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCone. We begin tonight with a major change coming at the top of the Worcester Police Department. Chief Gary Gemme announces his retirement. Tonight, we had a chance to talk one-on-one with the chief and talk about his time with the department. After nearly 12 years as police chief and 33 years on the force, Police Chief Gary Gemme announces his retirement.
Given the transition that was taking place last year, we had to turn over about 25% of our supervisors and command staff turned over. So I felt that it was the right time for me to move on.
Gemme says he is proud of a number of things he was able to accomplish during his time, but none more so than the shape he is leaving the department in.
You know, there's a lot of things that went on. We reorganized the police department, moved towards technology, different strategies for crime fighting. But I think the biggest legacy will be that preparing the next generation of police leaders for the next 20 years. And I think that is probably my best accomplishment, my greatest accomplishment as a chief of police.
Gemme says he is also proud of the diversity of the Worcester PD.
We're going to be promoting the first captain, the first African-American captain in the Worcester Police Department. I think that's exciting not only for the police department, but for the community. And I think that sends a strong message about what diversification means to the police department. And it's not the end all, it's the beginning of what I think is going to be a continuing change in the diversification of the Worcester Police Department.
Gemme's final day will be May 13th. He says he is leaving with no regrets.
I'll be honest with you, when I look back at, a kid that grew up in Grafton Hill and had the opportunity to join the Worcester Police Department and rise through the ranks to become the chief of police for the second largest city in New England, I certainly don't have any regrets about my career. And again, I'm really appreciative of the opportunity that I had, and I'll always be grateful.
Reaction to Gemme's retirement is coming in from city leaders. Tonight, we caught up with both the mayor and the city manager and got their thoughts on Chief Gemme's announcement.
And he's really transformed the department in so many critical ways, whether it be using technology, as well as kind of initiating a community policing model that really created a close relationship between the citizens of Worcester and the police department. So he's a chief that has really been consequential to the citizens of Worcester as well as the Worcester Police Department.
We have over 50 neighborhood watch groups because of him, and so I think he's leaving a good legacy here, and I'm sure that he's left a good command staff, so anybody taking his place will do a good job also.
City Manager Ed Augustus will be in charge of naming Gemme's replacement. He says the chief has left the department in good hands.
Chief Gemme's credit, all 4 of the deputies that he put in place are very qualified, strong individuals. So no matter who is chosen, they could step into that role and do a great job of kind of continuing the positive impact that Chief Gemme has had on the city.
Augustus is set to name Chief Gemme's replacement on Thursday. An update to a story we brought you last week. You may remember Bancroft School closing their upper school on Thursday because of an anonymous threatening note left for several students. Today, Bancroft's head of school sent an email to students and parents saying they have found the person responsible. The email says in part the individual is no longer on campus and will not be returning. The threat is over and no physical violence occurred at any time. Head of school Trey Cassidy also goes on to explain the school will continue to provide as much information as they can, but because of legal and ethical considerations, they will not be identifying the student by name. The repercussions the student will face or details about the actual threats made. The school is also offering counseling to any students, parents, or faculty that feel they need it. More than a dozen people are displaced after a 2-alarm fire rips through a multifamily home on South Street. Fire broke out around 6 p.m. this evening. The 2-alarm fire began on the 2nd floor and spread to the attic. Firefighters tell us there were no injuries. 13 people are displaced, but we have been told that they have places to stay. One man who was inside at the time of the fire says it moved quickly.
There was smoke coming out, so we tried out to break it, to get to know what is happening. Meanwhile, all the lights went off, So I called 911. I called everybody to come out, to see that nobody got hurt. So I was able to bring everybody out, before the fire escalated.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A car struck a fully occupied school bus on Providence Street Tuesday morning. Worcester police say the accident happened in front of the Providence Street firehouse. A car went into another lane and struck the front left side of the school bus. Police say there were 21 students on the bus at the time. None of the students were injured. Possible charges are pending against the driver of the car. Off-road vehicles on main roads in Worcester have become a major issue. It's been a topic at past city council meetings, and now councilors are looking to propose a new ordinance making ATVs and dirt bikes illegal to ride in Worcester and say that they are safety and noise issues. Our Olivia Lemon has the details.
Illegal dirt bike and ATV riding has been an issue for years in Worcester, but police say with warmer weather approaching, there has been an uptick in activity.
You'll see them in groups riding through the streets in total disregard for their own safety, safety of others, or all traffic laws.
Police say there is no designated spot in Worcester for off-road vehicles to drive. Worcester police are working with Massachusetts Environmental Police to help crack down on the issue.
Not too long ago, we just arrested a man that was in his 40s riding an off-road vehicle on Crystal Park and caused a quite significant amount of damage.
It's not kids. It encompasses a lot of different age groups, anywhere from 15 to 50.
William Bro is the chair of the Maine South Alliance for Public Safety. He says he's seen dirt bike riders terrorize motorists and hopes something will be done about it.
This isn't the first time that this lawlessness, this reckless behavior, that this has come up.
City councilors are looking to propose a new ordinance to allow illegal off-road vehicles be taken off the road. Councilors say the illegal activity is a safety and quality of life issue because the vehicles are dangerous and loud.
This is of urgency that warm weather is coming and it's already started. And so we want to be able to have something solidified before we actually get into the warm months.
We've seen bikes and dirt bikes and quads go by here at different speeds. With the police, and you can hear the sirens.
Over at Wagner Motorsports in Worcester, General Manager Michael Clardy says they only sell dirt bikes and ATVs being used for closed course racing. For now, councilors and police say they will continue to work together to stop the issue. Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
A Leicester man involved in a crash along I-395 is facing charges. Monday, the truck he was driving plunged into a pond. He's being charged with driving under the influence of drugs. The accident happened Monday afternoon on Interstate 395 North. When police arrived, Daniel Johnston's pickup truck was partially submerged in the Eddy Pond. Police say Johnston missed the guardrail at the side of the highway and plowed through a chain-link fence before hitting the water. Johnson has also been charged with negligent driving and a marked lanes violation. Police in Shrewsbury are asking residents to remain vigilant after a suspicious man was reported in the area over the weekend. Police responded to the Shrewsbury Green Apartments on South Quinsigamon Ave on Saturday. A woman told police a man started following her while leaving Shaw's Market. She then saw the man again at the apartment complex. That's where her husband intervened. Police have positively identified the suspect and say he is the same individual involved in 2 other incidents in the same area. Some startup businesses in the city being recognized Tuesday. Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce hosting their 2nd annual Startup Worcester competition. The Chamber selects 12 local startups in hopes to retain and encourage local college grads to stay in Central Mass and start their own businesses. The businesses that were selected ranged from a dorm furniture company to a video game development studio. The Chamber gives the winners space and support. CEO and Chamber President Tim Murray says he's excited by what the new businesses have to offer.
Really kind of a cross-section, and that to me is exciting. We really want to try to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem that encourages young people, in fact anybody, that if they've got an idea about a business that they want to explore or start up, that this is a user-friendly place and that there are spaces in which to do that, like Running Start.
State Police pitching in to support the family of a fallen Trooper Thomas Clardy. The trooper was killed back in March while conducting a traffic stop. He is survived by his wife and 7 children. Arnie Madison spoke to State Police and has more on their fundraising efforts.
He is gone, but not forgotten. He's just a great guy, good family man, hard worker, great trooper.
It's been almost 2 months since Trooper Thomas Clardy was killed when the car he was in was hit on the Massachusetts Turnpike. Troopers Eric Higgins and John Fraioli remember the man they worked with and the family now dealing with tragedy.
We graduated the academy. That's what was our first barracks, was Brookfield.
As time carries on, she's still going to be there with her 6 children, and they need all the help they can get.
And they're pitching in to help raise money for the family. Later this month, comedian Lenny Clark and several others will take the stage at the Hanover Theater, a performance to raise money for Clardy's family.
The state police have really gone to all the corners of the state to sell the tickets for this, to raise some money for the family. There's 2,300 seats in the theater, and they're bound and determined to sell it out.
Thousands gathered to pay tribute to Trooper Clardy at his funeral. The troopers are hoping a large crowd will also come to Worcester on May 22nd to support Trooper Clardy and his family.
Life has to go on, but we also never want to forget someone who made that sacrifice in their job for us.
Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Well, the weather is warming up, meaning baseball season is on its way. The Worcester Bravehearts have won the past 2 championship titles and say this year they are looking to win their 3rd. Our Brittany Schaefer has more.
The Worcester Bravehearts season opener is a month away. Even though the team has won the past 2 championships, assistant coach Kevin Hartigan says there's always room for improvement.
We were on the field celebrating last year and people already yelling three-peat. I vowed to have a better hitting team this year, and I feel as though that every position is an upgrade.
The Bravehearts will have 8 returning players this year.
They're a year older, a little bit more mature, so they're going to be better without a question.
Assistant General Manager Anthony Cahill says the team is ahead of schedule for ticket sales with 2 games already sold out.
It's always a goal, but it's something we haven't done yet. We haven't had games sold out in advance yet, so yeah, it's exciting.
Cahill says the support of Worcester helps the team succeed.
The fan support's been good. It's encouraging more than anything. We think it's a responsibility of ours to be engaged in the community. It's a big part of our job.
As for the start of the season, Hartigan says he wants to start out strong.
Those early games still mean a lot. You know, they're important. You know, if you end up 2 or 3 games short of the playoffs, it could have been that first week where you went 0-5 or something right off the bat.
Brittany Schaefer.